Hello and welcome to this Smurfs mission Vileaf speedrun tutorial. Hopefully I'm going to be showing you / interesting you in it, or if you do it already, just some things that you might not know, some easier ways to do tricks, things like that. So to get the speedrun started, we're going to just jump straight in because speed. You want to go into new game and just select any save file you want. Let's go 2 because 2. And then the timer will start once you selected your difficulty. And for the speed run, because speed, we select easy. And then to start off this speed run, all you need to do is just pause, skip that cinematic. And then once this is loaded, there'll be another cinematic after this, and you'll just want to pause and skip that too. Like so. So this game can have jank, where sometimes if you pause cutscenes too quickly, the game will either softlock or crash. So on them first two cutscenes, it will softlock, so when you're standing next to Papa Smurf, you'll just be stuck there and you'll have to restart. We do currently have rules around this, where if the game crashes, you can pause the timer, and then once you get going again, you can start going again, so you don't have to keep resetting, because the crashes on the cutscenes were becoming quite common, and it was just a way to work around that until they hopefully fix that. Haven't got anything for softlocks yet, but hopefully we get something around that in the future. So to begin the speedrun itself, once you've skipped all the cutscenes, you want to go to the Smurf. I don't actually know his name. Dave. We'll call him Dave. At the bridge. And the fastest way to move in this game is by jumping and moving forward. So we'll just go over to him like that. He will talk to us. And like every other cutscene, we'll just skip the cinematic, not skinematic. And then, from here, you'll just want to look up and right to Smurf it, skip cutscene, easy as that. From there, you just want to go across this bridge. This first level is pretty simple. There's like one small skip at the very end where you climb up a wall that you're not meant to. But other than that, you pretty much play through this level as intended. And another thing with this game is there's no huge skips, because there is certain checkpoints you need to hit for the game to progress story-wise. So yeah, like there's no major skips. It's mainly just finding smaller ways to get around here. So once you get to this bit, you want to skip this cutscene as well. And it is then just continuing through the level as per normal. Nothing really that I can say to do here except keep jumping. And then once you get here, you'll get another cutscene. Skip as normal. Like that. And you'll continue jumping over to here. The first, I guess, difficult trick, maybe, to learn, comes in the second level. So there's not really too much I can say for this level itself, except when we get to that final part. And the reason we do this final skip, which is coming up after this cutscene around this corner, is because the backpack on our back, it ends up getting, I'm not sure if you can see it, there's like a glowing thing in the distance, which is like a plant, which then acts as like a jetpack, and then further on, when we get to upgrade it, we can dash with it, and we can also unlock a further dash / jetpack glide. And to do that, we need 2 presents and 150, I think they're seats. And the 2 fastest presents to get will be coming over this way to get this present here. And then there's one in the next level after. But yeah, to do this, like, because normally you'd go over them mushrooms and up to the plant from there. But instead, once you get the present, you just want to come down here. And this is the small trick up the wall I was talking about. You want to, whoopsie, you want to jump onto this first rock here. Like that. And then You see, like, there's like these 3 big rocks in front of me, like on the wall. You want to jump to the middle one, which is like this, and then up. Then from here, you just want to go to the plant, and then you want to skip the cutscene as normal. First level, done. No skips from here, really. This is just normal, box standard, play the game. A lot of this speedrun is mainly just movement things. So things like, instead of going this way around, it's slightly quicker to come up here, jump around here, into the garden. It's small things like that. So, it's not that bad of a speedrun. And once you get to Papa Smurf and Handy, you just want to skip both of them cutscenes. That is quite a common one to softlock on. I've softlocked on there quite a bit. But pretty much all they do is, now you see, you've got the little bit on the back, which you can't glide with yet. It's an upgrade you get further on. It's very standard, you just shoot. So, first little thing is just clear out these areas here. Which is, not too difficult. So, I probably did that a bit too quick. That's my bad. The Smurfizer, that's what the jetpack's called. It has a surprisingly good range on it. So you can do stuff like that, and it will cover a decent amount. So like, from here, I could probably cover nearly all of that. Yeah, all of it done. So, it's got a decent range. So if there is like a big clump that you need to clear for any reason, instead of like trying to waft through all of it like that, you can just give it a good quick wham. So once them areas there are completed, you just want to jump back to Papa Smurf, skip this cutscene, and then from here you want to go to the left of Papa Smurf and just follow towards the checkpoint. Obviously trying to jump. I'm not going to say getting the little combo with the jumps is quicker, because I'll be honest, I'm not 100% sure. Because obviously with the combo jumps that you get from doing this, it's a further jump, which obviously covers more ground, but then smaller jumps like this, obviously you don't go as far, but you jump quicker. So I think they're probably around even, so it doesn't matter if you don't get the combos to start with. Like, that's perfectly fine. But yeah, from the start of there, you want to go from there. Follow the path pretty much, and instead of going up them stairs, you can just come up to here and jump over this gate. You then get a cutscene to show the first enemy of the game, which is great. So all you want to do is just spray him a little bit, and then 2 more will spawn, and you just spray them both down a little bit. Enemy spawn points are the same every time. It's not random at any point. So once you learn where enemies do spawn, it's just a matter of fact of, okay, he's there, pow, next one, pow. And like, you just speed up like that. We're not going to get that present there, because there is a quicker one slightly further on. But as this is meant to be the first present you see, don't ask. I don't know how they expect you not to see the other ones before. But yeah, you skip that cutscene that it gives you, and then you just carry on across the bridge. Cut a few corners. Obviously, you don't know. No. Come up to here, and then once you get here, you'll get another cutscene that you just skip. And then from here, you see this purple glowing plant. You spray it, the Smurfizer, and it makes a little bridge for you. There's only one bridge I know of, or that I can think of right now, that you have to fully complete. And it's not this one. Because you go back to that level at a later point. So obviously it just saves you from recreating that bridge again. Because if you don't get that plant all the way to this end, and say I left it here, after a while it's just start to retract. So this one, perfectly fine. You can just jump across into this next cutscene, which skip. And then from here, just want to cut this corner by going past this tree. However you get up here, I prefer to go up here and over. But as you can see, you can slip off. So if you want, you can go around. It's perfectly fine. Up here, you're going to get another cutscene. I know. It's like the first one the whole game. Wild. Just to show off a new enemy, which is a mushroom. Like that. You can skip that. And then you just need to go across these mushrooms. You can do it like normal. Like this. Which is fine. But the way I prefer to do it is you bounce and then you butt bounce onto this one. Because when you land here, you just do a small jump. And then you can kill the enemy like that. Which is literally just jump onto it and butt bounce. Whereas when you do it with like going up both, you land a little further forward, as you can see. So then you can't really get that small bounce there to then set up. Like, you don't land right in front of it to then just jump and bounce onto it. And then from here, you want to go across this bridge. And these hearts, well, yeah, there you go, contaminated heart. All you have to do is just spray it with the Smurfizer, and it clears the way. Easy as that. And then, shocker, I know, another cutscene is coming up. So you just skip that. And then, we've got a little bit of a tricky jump here, because what you're meant to do is go up that ramp, follow the wood thing all the way around, and then you see that bridge there, make that bridge to across there. But that's time consuming. So we just jump to that section straight away. And to do that, you just come up to the steps / ramp as you normally would. You can jump up onto this little ledge, but you know, if you don't want to, up here is fine. And then there's two ways to get from here to there. One way is the quicker way, but also the more tricky way. This area here, which I've just fallen off because I'm a professional, it drops slightly, as you can see. It cuts into it, and from about here, once you run in, you can jump across. It is a very tricky jump. I wouldn't recommend it to begin with, but just to see it, there you go. I make it look easy. I fail it a lot, so honestly, don't worry if you can't get it. The easier trick, a little bit slower, but for beginners, I would highly recommend, is not falling off. That is actually maybe the slower trick, you could say. But from here, you just jump to this first bit. And then this barrier here, you can jump on here. And then from that barrier, across. Much easier, but like it's a few seconds slower. And then once you land on here, you just want to come across this bridge. Around here. Ignoring this, which, if you see, it just goes across. I mean, if you don't feel confident in this next jump, obviously do this. But from here, you want to jump on this wooden plank that's poking out a little bit here onto that broken bit of the bridge, which is poking out the most. Just across to there, like that. And then there's a few ways to get around here, because pretty much we want to go over that log. So if you want, and you don't want to try these jumps to begin with, you can just go around here. Pow, you're there. Or there is two ways to jump on top of this log from this current position. And the first one would be come to this stone here. You can jump on it. That slanted stone to the right. Jump on there. And then you're up. Although, small warning, with that slanted stone, you can fall here like this. Which just puts you into a falling state, and then after a while you can jump out. But there is that risk. And then, I think this is the quickest way, but also the riskiest, because you have tighter jumps, is you can jump onto this pole, across to this pole, and then up. So they're the three ways you can get around this situation. And when you get to this area in front of me, some enemies will spawn. So obviously you have to clear them out. But before that, you want to butt bounce on this mushroom and get that present for your second present. So as you can see, the enemies are spawned. Butt bounce. That's the second present that you need. And then you get the two enemies here. You kill them, and then another two will spawn in the exact same spot. So you just redo what you just did. And then you jump on the mushroom, butt bounce, fight done. That's the only real difference with easy hard, medium, or hard. It's just the amount of enemies that spawn. It's very simple. So from here, you want to come across this bridge. If you feel risky enough, you can even jump across there. And then we want to get across this area of water, which if you want, you can just bounce on the mushrooms. Perfectly fine. But there is also other ways. You can jump across to here. This rock is actually fine to jump on. And then there's 3 things you can do from here. One is from this rock, you can make it to that final mushroom and then just bounce across. 2, which I personally do, is jumping onto this root. And then that small step just after the mushroom, you can land there. Or if you don't feel confident making that jump to begin with, you can jump up 1 higher onto this next rock and then just jump all the way across. Like that. So yeah, there's a few different ways to do this. And then in this next part, you can probably guess what's coming after this bridge. And if you say anything except a cutscene, you would be absolutely wrong. Hey guys. So you just skip that cutscene. And this new... You can trigger the next cutscene early, which I found pretty recently. Because what you're meant to do is go through this gap and around the corner a little bit and it'll put you into a cutscene. But instead of doing that, you can just jump up this branch. Oh, not fall off the branch. Jump. Oh. Jump. Oh. Jump up the branch. Okay. And then, okay. And then jump into the corner with the tree and the rock. And it just triggers the cutscene like that, which you then skip. And here comes maybe the first difficult thing to learn. Easy once you know what you're doing, but a bit of a pain to get used to. So as you can tell, Smurfizer, you do that, you spray it, everything clears. So the grass, as you've seen, it'll clear it. And that heart up there, just above FD's head, will clear the giant purple vines that we're coming up to. I'm not going over there yet because I feel like this open area is easier to explain the trick. So with the Smurfizer, you can jump and shoot it, as you see. And there's a way that if you shoot it whilst jumping, as in like going up, the smoke from the Smurfizer will also travel up. So you can do that either by jumping and spraying as you go up, like that. Or you can start spraying and then jump. Or you can hold both at the same time. Either way, as long as you're spraying as you're traveling upwards, the smoke from the Smurfizer will travel up. Therefore, you can skip the whole intended way of doing this, which would be going up these steps, jumping across to there, and then setting that bridge out all the way across to there to that heart. So instead what we do is we come to this corner here, make sure the icon for the heart is like above your head, also the way you're facing, if that makes sense. So I know it's above my head right now, but if I was facing this way, it wouldn't work. So you want to be like facing it and above your head. Just jump, spray, and it will travel up, clear it. Easy as that. And then what you want to do, come through the log. There's no real skips towards this point of the level. So you just want to continue and pretty much finish the level as intended. There's a few little jumps you can do to make it quicker, but like I said, it's nothing huge. Another cutscene there, because we haven't had enough of those yet, this level, or this game at all, really. Neat little fact, you don't need to kill the enemies for this bit. You can just travel up this heart, spray it, then you want to go to that heart. Instead of walking around this corner, which, you know, perfectly fine, if you want to, this purple bit here, you can jump on there, to this little step, and up. And then you, as you can see, like bounce all the way around. Who wants to do that? And you can just jump. Even if you fall down here, just do the same technique. But you can also spray as you jump and it will reach it. I was just trying to land on a little ledge to show you, but I missed. Then you want to skip cinematic, FD finished. So you want to skip this cinematic as well, which is one of the two main cutscenes that crashes. So hopefully, okay, it didn't crash. The next one is a lot further on in the game. So now we're Brainy, little guy with glasses. From something else there. And with Brainy, he may have... I'm trying to think what skips he has. A lot of the skips are pretty much jumping on ledges, if you haven't guessed by now. So you want to talk to Papa Smurf. Skip it as always. Go towards the cutscene. There is one big skip you can do in Brainy, but the issue is with how the checkpoints work with this game. I can't remember if I explained this. I probably did. But how the checkpoints work in this game is there's like some story progression ones and then like just some basic ones. And if you don't trigger the story progression ones, you just can't keep going. Because as you saw at the end of like the tutorial level, that glowing plant that was there at the end, each character set of levels at the end will have something you need to pick up. And if you miss a story progression level checkpoint, when you get to that item, it won't pick up and continue the story. So things can be found, but they just won't work, if that makes sense. So you walk with up to Brainy, get this cutscene about pretty much just the mushroom, but without the top. And instead of just jumping on him, you don't need to, you can just up bounce, done. You'll walk up to here, you'll see Grumpy, Grouchy? Grumpy? Brainy. Grouchy. But it doesn't matter because you're going to skip it. So this is one of the skips first mentioned, like, because you need to break this for story progression reasons, like checkpoint wise, and you can just jump over these rocks, but you won't be able to finish the level. So, ways to do this. You can just come around like normal, up and round, and instead of having to jump from that point like it suggests, you can just jump on this box, jump, and then as you see when you jump, there's like a dot beneath you. Pretty much when that dot gets onto the corner of these wooden planks, that's when you want to butt bounce, and it'll work fine. But there is also quicker ways to do it. To get up there, should I say. Which is this pole here. So you want to jump onto the tip of this branch on the tree, then jump onto this pole, and then from this pole, you can jump up to the very top. The thing with this branch jump is you can get stuck, like so. Which isn't an issue because after a while the game allows you to jump anyway, so you'll just jump on it from there. I think it's a speed thing. So as you see there, like if you jump the second you get onto the branch, you don't seem to get stuck. But the second like you leave it for a second is when you get stuck. But if you get stuck, it's not the end of the world, you can just jump out. So you want to make sure you're on the highest point of this pole, otherwise you won't make this jump. And that corner bit there, where it's a little bit of stone before it drops off, is where you want to aim for when you jump. So you just jump up to here. Ow, done. So what I was saying before, get on the box, jump. When the dot is over the planks, that's when you butt bounce. It takes a little bit of practice to know when, because obviously you travel a little bit as you butt bounce. Like forward, so you just need to know when to push it to get the optimal bottom bouncing. And then from here, just go straight forward. You don't want to go around, it takes forever. This is a speed run. Just jump over this up to this stairs. You set up these plants. That's English. And that one bridge I mentioned you wanted to finish or needed to finish in the run is this run here. Because you come here later as Smurfette, and obviously you don't want to spend all your time building this long bridge again, and it will save. It will, like, if you finish it, it will save being finished. That's done. That just saves you a job as Smurfette for later. Come up this way. Obviously you're meant to be jumping through this, but just so I'm not going too quickly, I'll just run. So you just want to skip that cutscene. Over this bridge, and then there is a door to that. That's where you go with Smurf at, which is why you need that bridge complete. But for now, we're just going to keep going straight forward. Up these rocks here. And then from here, obviously you can just bounce onto the 2 mushrooms and across. But I like to make things look snazzy. I bounce on here, go to the right, land here and just go across. I don't know what's quicker. If there is any difference, it's probably not even a second. So don't worry about that. Just do whichever one you want. Get to the top here, and surprise, surprise, you get a cutscene. You just want to skip that one. And come to the right here, because there's 2 hearts you want to destroy, but you need to destroy this one here first, so then you can get to that second one. You just want to come up here, destroy that heart, ignore that dude there, and you can just from here, destroy that heart. Skip the 2 cutscenes, which is also another place you can softlock on. It seems to be more common on more than 1 cutscene that you need to skip with softlocks, but I have had it happen where it's just 1 cutscene. So this next bit, game wants us to go up there, all the way around over to that bridge there, but that's a lot of effort. So instead, we come over to this tree here, onto this rock, and then you want to jump round onto that rock there. If you fall in between the second rock and the root, it's fine. It'll put you into that falling / sliding animation, and you'll be able to jump out onto the rock. So, oh, that's the wrong way. Professional. So yeah, let's just pretend you don't make the jump. Oh no. You know, I've never had it do that before. It normally does the sliding thing. But anyhow, you can make it up here. And from this rock, you want to jump onto this purple bit of vile plant. It doesn't matter if you land on the higher part or the lower part. The higher part would be better because you try and jump up. But if you get to this lower part, it's not the end of the world. You could just jump up from here. And then from here, you want to just jump up to the right. Try and aim for the slanted part right in front of me here. Because then you should make it up. Then from here, it just saves you going all the way around. And you just build up this bridge. This is a bridge you don't need to finish, but by the time you can jump off it, it's pretty much finished anyway, so it doesn't really, like, it would be here and it finishes there. So but yeah, it wants you to like go up them steps and you come out there all the way around. It's a lot of effort. So from here, you want to jump normally onto that first mushroom and then butt bounce onto that second mushroom up to that ledge. So, bang, butt bounce, ledge. And you want to ignore the really cool looking stuff over there and just come over these small steps here. Like so. And then just keep going forward. This little bit has a small skip you can do. There's a little bit of time, but obviously if you don't want to do it, you don't have to. Which I like about this run. Like, there's a lot of skips in this, but if you don't want to do it, and you want to do it just the way the game intends you to do it, most of the time, it's pretty viable and you won't lose a hefty chunk of time. But yeah, if you just want to come up here, bounce on there, and bounce across, perfectly fine. What you can do is that vine right in front of me, that's a vine, the root, you can stand on top of it. So where this corner ends, you want to run and jump onto that root. So like so. See, perfectly fine. And then from this root, jump across. Oh, and hopefully not get stuck. Around to here. From here, you just want to jump on here, jump on here. And then you can make that top mushroom without having to butt bounce, but if you don't feel confident that you're going to make the jump, just butt bounce and then you're across. That last one, pointless. Don't even know why they put it. But then from here, there's 2 ways you can do this. Honestly, I just do it the normal way because I don't think much difference wise. I don't even think it looks that much cooler. You could just jump across from here. Here, like that. But if you want some style points, what you can do is jump onto this rock, Runs onto there, apparently. But you get the idea. You jump onto that rock, jump around onto that rock, and then you just jump around and land on the floor. But chances of death. Come down here, another cutscene. Crazy, I know. And what the game wants you to do is go all the way around up to the top, but we're lazy. So in this corner here, you see there's that small edge in the rock? You can jump up there, and then you want to jump and aim a little bit to the left, because as you can see where these two meet, the right-handed one, the right-sided one is slightly higher up. So when you do this jump up, just edge it a little bit to the left. Or if you really want, you can go all the way out to the right where it starts to dip. But easier jump to the left. And then what the game wants us to do is jump from up here. But we don't have to. We can just jump from here. You just want to butt bounce in the center of all these mushrooms and clear them out. And believe it or not, when you pick up this hammer, you actually get a cutscene. So you skip that. Don't know why the camera stays in the same spot it was before the cutscene. So if you want to pre-change the camera, that's fine. But what you can just do is click in the right stick and pow camera. From here, you want to cross the bridge. Up and over. Pretty normal stuff. And at the top of here, we'll get another cutscene. And there'll be 3 hearts we need to take out. 2 of them, fine. 1 of them you can do early. But it is a bit tricky to get, so I'd say don't go. I'll show you the other way to, like, the normal way to do it after. But yeah, I'll show both ways. But to begin with, I would say don't go for it. So you get a cutscene when you get to this ledge. Just skip that. What you want to do is come down, do this heart first, spray on it, and then as they keep their collision, even when they're opened, you can jump on it, or jump onto this corner here, and jump up to this part. The end goal is pretty much just getting up to this rocket, and jump around. And this is the tricky one, because you can get an early heart here, or I call it early heart, it might have a different. But what you want to do is jump while still on the slant of this hill, and doing the whole jump spray that I spoke about earlier, where you jump whilst going up still. You want to aim at this corner here. And then the momentum of you going up and forward should carry the spray into the heart. If I can do this, like that. There you go. I have a lot of practice with it, so obviously I'm going to hit it more often. But the way I would recommend doing it is coming up here. That little critter is normally around here-ish, so what I'll do to begin with is just butt bounce this area, which normally kills it off, but see, it won't. And then you just finish off the rest. And you can just come up here. Pretend that I haven't already cleared the heart. You spray the heart, done. And then, no matter which way you do the heart, like if you do early heart or if you come up here, you need to come over to the right. And then just come up and do this part here, like that. 2 more cutscenes to skip, which obviously means another softlock potential, but thankfully not. Vile plant keeps its collision even when opened, so instead of walking around, you can just jump over. There you go. First level of Brainy is done. From here, a lot of this level is pretty much just follow the checkpoint. With, I'm trying to think, maybe 1 skip? Where we just ignore the checkpoint. And also another instance of jumping whilst spraying the Smurfizer. Which might be the trickiest one of the run, just because I think it is the highest up one. So it might take a little practice to do, but once you get it, it's fine. So from here, instead of building this bridge, because we're stinky and you don't like bridges, just come to this corner and jump. Completely skipping that. And then instead of following this checkpoint, I've lied to you, I'm sorry. It pretty much just tells us to go to the right, because there's a way that way, as you can see. Just kill this guy so I can explain. So instead of going all the way down and then all the way back, instead we just go straight to the right and it'll play that cutscene anyway. So then it saves us coming all the way back up. And then we'll get another cutscene here. Skip that. And then just back to following the checkpoints.
Let me think. If Handy is caught in a vile trap, then he must be in a place smurfed with contamination. Awesome. Yeah, good.
And then here, obviously, if you want to do the mushrooms as normal, jump up here, bang, continue. But a little bit quicker is just to avoid that first mushroom, you can jump onto this rock here, and then just straight on, carry on as normal. Small skip, but, you know, it's pretty much what a lot of this run is, just small skips. Then from here, just make sure you don't get hit by the vines. They do have a bit of a funky collision, so sometimes you might not be that close to it, but you still get hit. It's weird. And then believe it or not, we have another cutscene. So you can just skip that. And then that vile plant, oh heart, sorry, up there, is the one where we need to jump up and get. As you can see, it's a much bigger gap than before. So what we want to do is jump onto this rock here. And then I don't know how to describe it. You see like this slightly lighter line where it's almost whitish above the circle on the top part of the rock? Try and get your right foot lined up with that. Face, get yourself directly under it and obviously face towards it. And then you just do the jump up like that. That one does take some practice, but obviously due to 300 plus runs, I'm pretty good on where to aim. And then from here we can just go and do the second one like normal. This mushroom requires a butt bounce, so you just butt bounce up here. Make sure to not get hit by these vines again. Have fun. And then you just want to clear this area of grass in front of this blocked off area. Best way I find to do it, as like I said before, it's got some decent range on it. So you just want to pretty much come from about here. So start spraying here, and then just sweep across like this. Oh, and don't miss them too, because if you sweep, I found while sweeping across, you finish about here-ish, you can then just run straight to the mushroom. Pretty quick. From there, you just want to go up and around. No fancy skips here. Just make sure you don't get hit by either of these vines. Also, these explodey plants, for some reason, have a collision that you can run on top, like that. Just want to destroy that. Believe it or not, you don't get one cutscene. You don't get two cutscenes. You get 3. Which I've also soft-locked at before, so just careful of that. But now, because we've rescued Handy, we get the glide, which is faster than the jumping. So basically what we want to do is just glide all the way across. Do this mini gliding puzzle. Practice, I guess. We don't need to land on that ledge there. We can just go from here straight across to here. Same with that ledge there. Don't need it. Just straight across. Clear this area here with a nice little swoop. That's up this mushroom. That's up this mushroom. Glide across. And instead of going up that bridge, what we do is we come to this tree to the right, glide around to the left, bounce on that mushroom, and then just straight to this bridge. And you're there. So these floating popcorn, what they are, pretty much just refills your jetpack slash Dash's energy. So as you can see, very easy glide to go across. From here, you want to butt bounce onto this mushroom. And you want to just come across. And then just try and cut in as much as you can when you're going around that tree. And bada bing, you're done. From here, you just want to build up this bridge. You can build it all the way up if you want. But when it's about here, so maybe halfway, you can just jump and glide onto the here. And then from here, if you want, you can just come to this log, straight across the bridge. That's fine. But what you can also do is glide across where the bridge is, and you end up at the end of it anyway. On this mushroom, another up bounce, and then you can just glide straight into the door. Done. This area has maybe the scariest looking jumps because it's all over a death pit. So when you think you're not making it and you do make it, it's like, ooh. The first thing you want to do, just jump across here, and then this little barricade, you jump onto here, and then the penultimate section, you just want to aim for that, and there, and then from the top of that section, you just want to jump towards the floating form things, come around to the left, so, and then from here, just follow it like normal, so you get to the end of this, because what the game wants you to do is go all the way around there, all around that log there, come across, and then jump up that log, and then float across to the top of that log. But what we can do with this airflow here is get pushed off and then glide to that little corner there, which is maybe the scariest looking jump, because pretty much every time I do it, I'm like, well, I'm dead. So this one does take a little bit of practice, but you just want to jump into that airflow. At the end of it, you want to glide, and then, as you can see, very close, very not fun. Just want to butt bounce onto this mushroom, and from here, glide across to Wild, skip that cutscene, and then the floating mushroom behind him is bouncy, so you can either go past him this way, but obviously because you want to be quick, you might accidentally talk to him when pushing A to jump or glide. So I like to go onto this mushroom and just jump over him. And from here, across. You can go around this right hand side, obviously safer, but a little bit quicker if you come up here and just jump over that exploding ball. You can ignore this second mushroom and just glide straight across. But obviously if you don't feel confident enough, just take the second mushroom. You can also avoid that first mushroom. I know they're not mushrooms, but I'm going to call them mushrooms. Obviously, if you don't feel confident enough, don't have to. But you can just glide and bounce up like that. And ignore that last mushroom. Just come around here. And at the end of this section, another cutscene. And then from here, just want to bounce on this one. Bounce on this one. Bounce on this first one. You can skip the second one. As you can see, you can just keep going and get the magical popcorn. Very risky. Not risky, but scary. So I'd recommend bouncing on that second one when you first start. Otherwise, it's not fun. And then, because we haven't had one in so long, we get another cutscene. So we just skip that. And then from here, glide, bounce on that mushroom, glide across. There's going to be an area here when you're forced into a fight, but it's going to use a bigger version of the small enemy that we've already seen. The way to deal with them is just spray them until you're pretty much empty, let it recharge quickly, and then just finish them off. Because it's quicker to recharge if you're not empty than it is if you empty your thing. So as you can see, spray them and then it recharges quick because it's not been emptied. Whereas if I'm to just keep going, I then have to wait until it's ready to go again. It's a little bit quicker. But this dude up here, jump on him, butt bounce, and then you just want to kill that last enemy there. Fight done. From here, bang, bang, the left, and then from here you want to jump on that barricade across and here, jump up these floaty mushroom bouncy plant things, come across to here, and just pretty much just follow the popcorn stuff. You can, if you want, just ignore it like that. I don't think it's that much of a time save if you want to bounce across instead. And then on this second one, I'll land here just to do it. But you can do this jump once you land on the second one and go all the way around. But to explain it, I had to land. But there's a fight in this section here on the log. And we can skip it if we float out and around. So, normally, just pretend I've just bounced off of that. That I'd come around here. The fight starts, and you can land right here. If you do it via bouncing off the thing, you land a little further back, but you get the idea. And then from here, you want to butt bounce on this. Just ignore that fight and continue on as normal. And then this is pretty much the end of the level. All you need to do is just follow it all the way around to the end. No skips really. Like a little jump that just doesn't require you to go over loads of platforms. Instead, you can just float over them. Like from here. Why they added it all the way around, I don't know. But yeah, you can just float all the way across like this. And then skip that cutscene like that. And that is the Brainy section done. And then you want to skip this cutscene as well. Oh no, sorry. There's one little bit left of Brainy. I completely sorry. I've never run this game in my life. That's my excuse. And from here, you want to talk to the big Papa Smurf with Brainy. Get that cutscene. Go to this mushroom, and then, believe it or not, this mushroom has a cutscene. You skip that. And then what the game wants you to do is jump across from here to here, and then across. You can just make it from that mushroom if you really want. Like, it's pretty much the same distance. Like that. And then from here, you need to make it to that floating mushroom. Obviously, you can just float across to that balcony if you don't feel confident enough, but you can from here make it, and then you just want to destroy this vile plant here. Great. Doors open. You'll get through these doors. Believe it or not, cutscene. So you just want to skip that cutscene, and then from here you've got 3 hearts to destroy. What I prefer to do, or try to do in this section, is you see like this line of grass? I try with my jetpack just to go over them and clear that area like this. Because once you're done with this section and you spawn in with Chef, you spawn in about here. And you want to go this way. So I just find it a little bit quicker to like skip that section there. But yeah, you just want to cut across that grass, so you'd end up here. From here, jump up here, destroy this plant, jump on the plant's side, across, destroy this heart, and then this orange roof you can just jump on. That has collision, don't know why. And then from there you can just destroy the final heart, skip the next 2 cutscenes. I lied, skip the next 3 cutscenes. And now you're Chef. So as you can see, you can just come through here. But it doesn't matter if you don't clear it, because you can then just come around this way instead. It's a very small save. Then from here, Handy, another cutscene, don't care. And this is where you get the upgrades from. So you talk to Handy, this free one, it gives you the sprint dash that I was talking about earlier. And there is one further across. This one here for 2 presents and 150 seeds. That's the one we're going to get after Chef. Because as you can see right now, I've only got 76. And by the time we finish Chef, naturally we'll just have enough to do it. So then once we finish the Chef levels and we spawn back here, we'll just go get the upgrade then. But for now, we don't use it. Another cutscene for this. Don't care. And then from here, once you talk to Papa Smurf, so to get to Papa Smurf, just sprint all the way back through the village, through this door. And as you remember, we had to jump over this before with Brainy, so all you need to do is just clear out these areas here. Another one here. And just wanna Smurf. Skip that cutscene. So if you didn't see when I first spawned in with Chef, or like just after I got the upgrade, there's like a map, like a giant board with a map, which was in the other section, which is where the game wants us to go. But we're lazy and we don't like walking back. So what we like to do instead is once you've spoke to Papa Smurf, skipped his cutscene, pause, go across to travel, and then either go to the dam or the village outskirts, whichever one you want. Just travel there. And the second you get there, just travel back to the village. Because it will spawn you back in the other area here. So then it just saves you walking from Papa Smurf all the way back here. So then from here, go to this travel board. And top right, you see it says Cooking Pot Castle. Go to that, travel there. So, how do I put this nicely? Chef is where the game starts. It goes from 0 to 100 real quick. Especially speedrun wise. So this wooden wall here, you just charge through it. And then there's one skip here. Because the second you fall down off this area, you get into a little fight. And then you want to go up that ramp and around. So if you want to do the fight, it's very quick. It's 3 of the small critters and a mushroom dude. Very simple. But the skip you can do is this rock here. Little boost jump up there. You want to be pretty quick because obviously you're not meant to be up there, so the game pushes you off. But you want to get onto that ledge there with the bush higher up. So you boost jump up here. Oops. Oops, it is. Up here. Way up. I don't do this much. I tend to do the fight. But it's... I'm making this look a lot harder than it is. There you go. And then from here, the arch that we've just gone through, as you can see, there's like 2 rocks above it that are poking out a little bit. You can aim for either of them. But I tend to aim for not that one, apparently. Oh dear, I'm having issues there. Oh dear. There you go, like that. First try. And then from here, as you can see through the trees, that's the top of the ramp we were aiming for. So from here, just glide across. The fight will set off, but it's fine, we won't need to do it. As you can see, it's just 3 of the small things and a mushroom guy. So it's perfectly fine if you just do this fight instead of that skip. The only small issue it has is the outline or the collision for it. As you can see, like I'm walking forward here and I can't move. So to jump from here across to that ledge, we do need to go out a little bit and then cut back in. So out and then in, but it's perfectly easy. Fine to make. So that's that way to skip the fight. Takes a bit of practice to get them jumps if you hadn't seen. But like I said, doing the fight perfectly fine. I'm going to burst through here. And then once we jump over this balcony, there'll be another cutscene that we skip. That introduced a whole new enemy. Just dude on a pole. And what you want to do is charge through the pole. And then you can wait for it to die. I like to butt bounce on it because it kills it quicker. And then there's another one here. Obviously, wait for the spikes to disappear before you charge into the pole. And that's all it is in this area. That's just the 2 fights. Nothing too crazy. From there, just charge into this wall and through. And now we're actually at the castle. So you just want to get your camera going again. Come across this way. make your way across these gaps, whichever way you want, until you get to here. And obviously you just want to make your way across the bouncing mushrooms that aren't mushrooms. So there's going to be another fight here. I'm going to try and describe it the way I do it, just because I spent a lot of time on the fight, so I like to think I do the fights pretty well. But pretty much what you want to do is charge to the left side, because it'll be 2 of the pole enemies with a few other little things. You'll get 1 pole there and 1 pole about there. I charge to the left side. Because it's all the way at the back, I don't reach it with the 1 charge. So I'll do, I think, 3 jumps. Charge again, which will break the bottom of the pole. I'll then destroy the 1 enemy that spawns there. And then destroy the 2nd pole. And as I'm charging across to the other enemy, I'll do 2 jumps, because that gives my charge time to recharge. And then it'll I'll just pretty much do the same thing, and then I'll just go backwards and forwards between them. Might not make sense, but when I show you, hopefully it will make sense. So I'll charge 1, I'll just do 2, but that was going to be 3. To him, break that, wait for that to disappear, charge, 1, 2, charge, destroy 1 enemy, don't get hit by that one if you can, destroy that, destroy the other enemy while you wait for it, destroy that, 1, 2, charge into that for the final bit, and then just butt stomp, and another cutscene that you can skip. You just want to head up and to the left. Just want to clear this area out. Follow it up. So there is a little skip here. If you want, you can clear out this area. It clears out that corner piece and you just go on your day. Fine. No. Nothing against that. But for a little bit quicker, from about here, you can just glide out and around and land behind it instead. Then you just want to carry on as normal. You'll see that's like, this area is like a gust of wind like it was from the other level, which carried us across to do that jump. But instead, we're just going to charge through it. And then you can ignore this enemy if you want. We just need to clear this area. And then come up this way. With the mushrooms, if you charge into them using the boost, it gives you the same sort of jump it would as if you were to butt bounce on it, which is going to be very useful for like later on in the game. This area as well, sometimes when you go across with Chef, it's like there's an invisible wall and you'll just hit nothing and drop. I don't know why, it just does. So the ways you can get across this, obviously, bog standard, whoops a daisy, glide. You can jump and dash across, or you can just dash across like that. Doesn't matter how you do it. I tend to jump and dash because the bog standard dash across seems to be when I bonk on the invisible stuff more, whereas I don't seem to do it with the jump and dash, so that's why I do it. And from here, you just want to go up these 2 mushrooms, and here's what I mean, into the mushroom, basically the same as a butt bounce. You just want to come across here, and then glide into that mushroom, and into this mushroom, and all the way across. Sometimes there's an enemy here. I don't know what triggers it to jump off, but there's an enemy that spawns here. Sometimes it will jump off and kill itself, sometimes it won't. You're going to come across here, follow it all the way around to the checkpoint. And what the game wants you to do is spray that bridge up and get the 2 hearts and then glide across and get the 3rd. But it takes forever. So what you can do is this checkpoint here has a small bit you can stand on the very top for a second or so. What you want to do is jump on it, glide across. You'll purify this 1st heart, as it's still got its collision from before. Jump on top, jump all the way across to this part. If you don't feel confident enough jumping straight onto this part to begin with, you can jump up here. Just make sure when you try and make the jump up, you spray as well. So then you get that extra bit of height. We don't do that heart to the right to begin with. What we do is that heart over there. So you can glide over or you can dash over. Doesn't matter what way. Just destroy that plant. Well, you don't destroy it, but you get what I mean. You build this bridge up. Jump across. And now you do this third heart here. Like that. And you can come across this area. Apparently not to beat that checkpoint. So there is surprisingly, a cutscene at the end of this walkway where that checkpoint is. But what you can do to skip it is about, I'd say, this point. You could just go across and glide. Completely ignore it. Easy as that. So you just want to make your way up these bouncy mushroom that aren't mushroom things. Don't walk too far forward once you land, because there's another fight in this area that we can skip. And to do that, follow the outskirts here, and then this first brick across, once I get about, I go by about halfway up, like lengthwise. I jump out, oh bugger. The game didn't want to give me a jump. But I jump out and glide across because then you can, like this, skip the fight. And then from there, you jump across, get those mushrooms, and you're done. As you saw, sometimes if you're close to an edge, the game doesn't give you a jump. It will just put you instantly into the, like the hover. Don't know why. Bad game, bad, maybe. But yeah, you just want to clear this area. Jump up here. Watch out because that platform breaks. You go across here to these other breaking platforms. Go over these ones. And like maybe I'm the only person who thought this. But I saw this section to begin with. And I was like, oh, you go this way. But you don't. You fall down apparently. You keep, once you get round and go this way, oh for God's sake. We'll get there eventually. You just keep going right. Not even in there. You just go here this way. So what I like to do here is jump forward and then just dash, because obviously these popcorns recharge your thing instantly, so you can just keep dashing all the way. And you avoid that breaking platform, which means once you're done, because there's a heart over there you need to purify. So once you're done purifying it, you don't need to wait for the platform to respawn, you can just go. So you jump, dash, get all the dashes, ignore that. So right now, if I'd landed on that platform, I'd be here waiting for it to respawn. Instead, I can go, jump, dash, and you just want to go through this hole, up these stairs. But obviously if you don't do it like that, because I've practiced, what it would look like would be, you come down here, this gap here, you just go through the gap, cross this little plank, and then up these stairs like that. Just the way I did it means you can get to the top of the stairs quicker. And then you don't need to kill these guys, I'm just doing it so I can stand and explain. What you're meant to do is where that spider is friendly, it just shows you where you need to go. You're meant to jump up them two rocks, onto that box, and across that plank. But what you can do is jump onto this, jump out and up, onto the chair, onto this rock, and then across to the barrel. Doesn't matter how you do it, like, both are perfectly fine. And through here, cutscene, shock. So you want to skip that. And at the top of here, you'll get a cutscene. I'm joking, you'll get a fight. So you just want to destroy this critter, and then butt bounce this fake mushroom. From here, you want to clear out all this area, so then you get that mushroom. Excuse me. Dashing across normally gets all of them. Sometimes it doesn't. but that shouldn't be too much of an issue. And then from here, do not go up here to begin with. You want to go this way to the right. Because as you can see, them platforms are covered in the vines. And this hut here destroys them vines. So don't go up there and be like, oh, bugger, I've forgotten to destroy the vines at the heart. Then from here, you just want to go across the falling platforms. Whichever way is easiest for you. If it's gliding, if it's charging, it doesn't matter. It's all good. And then you want to come up this way here, all the way up this wall. You can either butt stomp on these, or you can dash into them like this. Doesn't matter. It's all fine. And then at the top of this wall, believe it or not, cutscene. So you just want to skip that cutscene. And down here, you're going to get another fight. So what you want to do is come to the left a little bit. Destroy this critter here. Charge into the first pole. Destroy this critter here. And then you just want to kill this dude off. Like the way you did with the very first one that you got. By just destroying the poles. Whoopsie. There's a second way to this fight. Which is, once you've killed that dude, go to the left. Destroy that guy. Charge down here. Jump on him and butt bounce. And then that final mushroom there, you want to destroy or purify all the grass around it. Because that will destroy the vine that is in that corner. Which, as you can see, is blocking the exit. So, after you kill that second mushroom, from here, just a sweeping motion with the Smurfizer. And up until about here, then once you butt bounce him, it will clear off the rest of the grass, and you're ready to go through. Like so. So from here, there's two ways you can get up onto that floating mushroom. First way is just come to the shorter end of this plant pot, glide up, and you're there. As you can see, ready to go. Or what else you can do is from spawn, just come across. This corner here is slightly poking out, so what you can do is just do that, and then also get it like that. Either way is fine. Pretty much, as you can see, like, there's a lot of ways to do one certain thing, and every time, either way is perfectly fine. So then from here, you just want to come across, charge all the way to this other mushroom, and then you're going to once again charge all the way across. What can happen with the charging bit in some of these levels is you're either like a bit too, well, I think it's you're too close to the first popcorn you get when you charge. So it won't refill your boost. So there'll be a lot of times you'll charge, go through a popcorn, and you just won't get a boost. Instead, you'll drop. Sometimes you can save it with a hover. Sometimes you can't. I can't really give you a good workaround with it. But just a pre-warning. So then from here, you can glide or you can charge across to this floating platform. And then from here, you have to glide. You can't charge that one. Same with this one. You can charge or you can glide. Second part, I'm pretty sure you have to glide. And from up here, butt bounce into another cutscene. Take a shot every time I say cutscene. So from here, you want to jump and charge into that first popcorn, down into the collectible, and into that second popcorn or around. Or, if you don't want to charge, just glide. Works perfectly fine, but obviously charging is quicker. And I'm pretty sure going out the left is quicker than to the right. You want to do just charge. And then across to here. From here, just straight across through this little gap. And from out here, this little row, just charge all the way through into a fight. What you want to do, destroy that left one, destroy the right one, and you're trying to keep going backwards and forwards. So you destroy the left, destroy the right, And then on this final one on the right, some more enemies will spawn in. One will be a vile critter right there. And then this mushroom, bounce on him, turn around, second vile critter. I'm gonna charge over to this guy, bounce on him, and then from him just go across. Another vile critter, another vile critter. That last one I just killed is normally more around this area, but because I'm going a bit slower, it had time to move. And then just kill that plant. Fight dead. Or done. He's dead. Fight done. Jump over the box. That's gonna go. Just want to wait. Charge through. Try not to get hit. And then charge ends around here-ish if you keep it going. And then what you want to do is wait for your Smurfizer to charge up again. Charge into this mushroom and then float to that brick / block that is behind it. Because this is another fight area. And what you want to do is there's a mushroom on that brick. Middle one's clear. And then that right one, there's another mushroom. And there's a few things on the floor that you clear up afterwards. So, just come across to that guy, all the way across to that guy, drop onto the big one. It might hit you, fine if it does. Destroy that small one, and then the final small one is right behind in this corner. Just spray the heart, carry on as normal. Obviously, all these areas that you see me charging over, you can just glide if you don't feel comfortable with the charge yet. Another cutscene here, because we haven't had one in so long. And then from here, just jump up. And as like I said before, oh, you can just not do it. Maybe, I don't know. With that area, maybe you have to charge. Probably a bad time for me to try and show off that you don't have to. So from here, if you want, you can glide, boost, doesn't matter. It's perfectly fine whichever one you do. This area, ooh, this area is an area. So that dot, as you can see underneath the Smurf, when you jump to show where you're going to land, is a lifesaver in this section. Because you need to go left and right, and the depth perception is not very clear. So it's your best friend at this point. So on this first jump, you want to pretty much just go straight forward and a little bit to the left. As you can see, that put me on the middle of the chair. From here, across to this red book. And then this circular bit in the middle, you can just go through here. No issues here. This next jump's a bit of an awkward one. I would recommend coming a bit to the right because that the vines you see on the right hand side have a really funky, annoying collision that if you try and go central, you'll probably land on it and slip off and you'll have to restart at the very start of the room. So just come a bit to the right to avoid them, and as you can see, that still wasn't that far right overall. It was still pretty central, which is what I mean about the depth perception. Up these two red books here, over this circular bit, and then you want to go a little bit left from where you was before, so then you can glide between these two vile vines, up like that. And then I wish I could say that was the hardest part of this room done, but it's really not. You get another cutscene at the end, and then this bridge here. Oh, you'd think it would go straight, but it doesn't. So a bit of advice I can give here is don't watch the bridge. Watch Chef. Just watch where his feet are. Make sure he's central, because you'll take your eye off the ball for a second and he'll slip off. So you come through here. Make sure you don't get hit by any of these vines. Up these steps. You can just glide across both of the gaps like that. Wait for that third one. Then glide across there. What I like to do from here is glide to this plank of wood because you can then charge up instead of just jump up, obviously. And then you come to this one, you just charge up like that. Through here, you will want to charge all the way to the end. Normally, when you're quicker and you don't wait around, then these vines don't go off, you'll be perfectly fine. You then want to clear this area of grass. And then from here, you want to jump, charge, charge. And after this one, if you want to wait a second like that and then charge, perfectly fine. Just make sure you do that little boost with the glide once you get towards the end, otherwise you won't make the jump. But alternatively, if you don't want to charge, you can just glide through that section perfectly fine. And then from here, you can either butt bounce or charge into that mushroom. Same again with this one, just charge into it and charge across. And then from here, you just want to jump and charge or glide across this gap. Just be careful that the thing I mentioned before with the charging, where if you pick up the first one, sometimes it doesn't count. I do get it happen at this area sometimes, like maybe the most. You just jump and you just charge or glide all the way through this area. Charge through all of these. I'll wait until they've all done. And then you'll land on this mushroom. Second you land, you want to pause, get the cutscene, go to the left and charge. Destroy this first heart here. Wait a second and start charging back, because if you wait a second, the popcorn recharge stuff at the very start will start to respawn in, so then you can just get a clean charge all the way through. Come up these stairs and to the right. And from this little brick here, you can just jump up. Jump up onto this purple topped brick thing. And then from there, you can jump across and just destroy the second heart. Another couple cutscenes to skip. All fun. From here, you want to go back to where you jumped onto that first brick. But instead of obviously jumping back on it, just go to the door to the left. And hope the camera doesn't play funky. And then from here, it's literally just a sprint to the left. Right, no skips, no fancy tricks. It's just go left as quick as you can. And when you get to the left, once you get to this crystal cutscene, then what you want to do is just skip that cutscene. And I think there'll be one more with a book after. Oh, there won't. I've lied to you. I'm sorry. But from here, you just want to go back to where you first met Papa Smurf. So through these doors, around a little bit, and then right once you get through this little halfway part, I guess it's called. Yeah, once you're through here, the right. Yep, cutscene. This is where you get the book. Also, if you've noticed, after maybe I haven't done it the whole time, but in that section I know I did. So when I charged, the end of the charge, I would do a jump. And that's because, like I said at the very start, a jump is quicker than a run. So to get the best amount of speed, it will be charge and jump to get the speed, instead of charge and run. So like I said as well, at the start of Chef, now we've completed the Chef sections, we now, if I pause, you can see we've got over 150. You don't normally get this many, it's because I've just been killing some extra stuff. You normally get 160, maybe 170. But all you want to do is just come to Handy, all the way to the right. Don't do the final one, we don't want that. You want the tank upgrade. So you just buy that, confirm, back out. And then what the game wants us to do here is to go past where Papa Smurf normally is. And if you remember back at the start, once we spoke to him with Brainy and we went all the way into that clearing pit, where you had to like travel all the way up, it wants us to go there. But because that's a long walk, instead we just pause, go to the path to the clearing, travel there. And then from here, This is why we needed that bridge from earlier. Because, as you remember, that door to the right was after the bridge. So, what is it? Let me just kill this guy, so that I can talk about some... So, now we don't have to go down this hole. We can skip over the rocks, like I mentioned before. So, there's two ways you could do it. Well, there's multiple ways you can do it, really. The simplest way, obviously, would be come here, and then jump up here. Oh, you can. So from here, slide across. The way I used to do it, this rock here, jump out to the right and glide across. I know it just pushed me down there, it's because I stopped gliding, but you do just make it over. But what else you can do is the pole here that we used to jump up before. You can jump up there, jump up onto it, jump up from here, and then you can just jump across from there. So there's probably a few other ways you can do it. It's whatever way you feel most comfortable. So you just want to come over here. And as you can see, the bridge is still there from when we built it with Brainy. So you just want to glide onto the bridge. Come across. Just glide across this part. Also, enjoy this nice area while you can, because Smurfette... Oh, dearie dear. Like, Chef has hard platforming, Smurfette just has not fun levels. So what you want to do is, normally you'd clear this area out like this. Once charging, come here, and where that tree is on that rock, just aim for that, like so, around and towards that door. Then from here, you just want to jump onto this mushroom and go through the door. Now, there's two ways to do this. There's 2 seconds difference, so easier way for 2 seconds less, really not an issue. But what you can do is from the door, come right, charge into that mushroom, across here, and then what the game wants us to do is go all the way across there, up there, and across. But what we can do is in this floaty flower, the first time it sends us up, it gives us an extra little boost. So once we get to the top of that, it gives us that little boost. We just want to use that and glide it across to the ledge. So here, oh, don't miss it. So as you can see, that's quite high. Just have to glide across. Whereas if you don't go this first time you go up, you do drop quite a bit in height. So yeah, what you want to do is the first time it sends you up, as you get to the top, that's when you go across. The other way to do this, which I only found the other day, so it's pretty new. So from the door, you just want to go forward, over here, to the left side of this tree. That skinny little root, you just want to jump on top of that. And then from this root, you just want to jump and glide all the way across to the plant. And then up like that. But like I said, it's about 2 seconds difference. So going for the other way, which is way easier, no issue. And then from here, you just want to bounce across both of these. You can charge into both of them if you feel confident enough, but if you don't, you can do it how I did, with glide. So as you saw there, I cleared out this area like this. Which you might be like thinking, why have you not done this before? And that's because of one reason. It's a new upgrade we got. As you heard Handy saying to Smurfette on the call, there's a new upgrade, which is to suck. The only reason we don't get told about it at this point is because the jump we do that goes onto that rock with the tree on, it avoids a wall like that we just cleared up, which is where we get told about how to do it. So all to do to suck is just like that. Which is also why I've put my controller onto the screen. So then that way you can see, like, if there's like a certain jump you can't do or a certain trick, you can see what inputs and how I do it. So then hopefully that way it's an easier way to practice. Because I know when I watch stuff, I find it easier seeing the person's inputs.
There's the swamp.
So from here, you just want to follow it as normal.
Now I understand why. Listen,
And you'll get another fight here.
what is it now?
And basically what you want to do is this spits out the vile critters. You just want to suck up the vile critter and shoot it into the mushroom and knock it out a little bit, and then a second one to kill it. There is a cutscene coming up at that checkpoint, but you can skip it. I'm not very good at the skip, so if I get it wrong, don't be surprised. But it's pretty much jumping over this bottom right leaf and then go into that lily pad there. So like this and to here. But otherwise it's just a cutscene right here, like this. Minor difference. Doesn't matter how you do it. But from here, you want to make your way across to these two lily pads and this big one here. That giant vile plant, you want to suck up that and then just shoot it there. I guess what you could do as well is just do that. But as you can see, that lily pad disappears once you step on it, so it's a bit risky. Up here, another cutscene, new enemy. Very easy to get rid of. Just skip that. What you want to do is just... Ooh, not that. But when it's got his head out, /I, just pull on its eye. And then obviously when it says RT, just do that. Or if you're playing on a different controller or keyboard, it won't say RT obviously, but you get the idea. You want to do the jumpy Smurfizer for that vile plant. Or Vilehearts, should I say. Just jump, shoot, done. Go to the dock. Skip that cutscene. And then from here, up here. Get rid of him. Because there's multiple ways you can do this. What you can do is... well, obviously what you want to do is get rid or past this area. So the ways you can do that is coming out to this left side, jumping out and around. Probably the easiest one. Or what you can do if you want it to be a little bit quicker is this little raised part here. Ooh. Is like that. But the thing with this game is, if you're touching a wall when you try and glide, it won't give you the glide. Which is why this one's a little bit trickier because of the invisible collisions. So you have to jump out a little bit and then up. Or if you really want and you don't want to do either of them, just clear it. It's fine. Perfectly fine. So what you want to do is, now you see at the top these barrels in the distance. You just want to jump onto this wooden wall, log, and from here, jump all the way across here. Shouldn't be an issue due to having the upgrade, like, distance. So you should make that easily. Jump onto the second one, and then you see that wall that we can suck through. You want to pretty much just jump and aim towards that. So, like so, and then because you were intended to come from over that way, all this spawns in there. What I want to do from here is just suck through that first wall. You don't need to destroy these guys, but I need to explain something, so suck through this wall. Through here, you're going to get a cutscene and a fight. You can do a skip in the fight, which it's one of the hardest skips in the run, in my opinion, and it has killed many, many runs. It's been made a little bit easier now, but it is still quite a difficult one to learn. So what you want to do is just come through here, skip that cinematic. Here's the fight. You want to ignore everything. Just go straight to the back where this floating log is. Clear out this area. And then I'll kill everything off here, so then that way we can actually get... So, funky collisions are fun. This very front rock, as you can see, the right side, they haven't done this edge very well. And as you can see, I'm trying to walk here and there's just an invisible wall. So what we can do is jump up, glide, lean into the wall to the right, and then when we get to the top of this rock up here, lean to the left and it will put us on top of the rock. So, should... And this is why this first part is the hardest, because sometimes it just takes you straight up like this. So there we go. Onto the rock like that. And as you can see, camera's a little funky. So the next plan is, you see them raised rocks to the side of the log? What we want to do is jump out and then glide up. Ow, sorry, that was my elbow. So, jump out, glide up, rocks. And then from here, you see on like, I guess the middle bit of wood, where like there's the green part with the brown, which makes like the arches. You want to jump towards them because they have a collision, and then pretty much instantly jump off and around, because they don't want you to stand on it, so it'll try and push you off if you stay on there too long. So it should land on like the arch bit here. I'm only staying up here because I'm moving at the same time, but if you were standing still trying to get where you were going, it would push you off. But this is what I mean about the arch area. Then from here, just around and into the log, and you've skipped that fight. And then from here, just come across this broken... Oops, daisy, that's a jump there. So this is a thing that can happen as well. 100% meant to show you this due to tutorials. But what can happen is, instead of you respawning when you die, in like where the checkpoint is, it will respawn you where you died. So even though I've got 3 hearts, if I was to die, I should respawn with 2.5. It will respawn me where I died, and I'll just keep dying and dying and dying until I've got no hearts left. So that can happen. But now, we just need to redo this jump. So, and around. Whoopsie-daisy. But yeah, that is a very tricky jump. I won't lie. So from here, from this lily pad, you just want to jump onto the edge of this bridge thing and to the top. And then what you can do for style points is come up this little raised area here and then just jump over that wall. But if you don't want to, you can just suck it up. It's fine. From here, giant lily pad, and you want to go around to the right. So this lily pad here. Pick up this ball. I'm not doing it now because it has a time limit and then it will load. Be careful. And then with this ball, I'm not sure if you can see like that purple glowing bit on the tree to the right behind that wooden platform. But we want to get to that with this ball. So what we do is you grab the ball, jump onto this bit of wood, cross these lily pads, onto this bit of wood, look up, should auto lock on, and you fire. Then from here, it's an easy glide across due to the upgrade. So here, follow this round, and then up to this wooden section here. Then once you jump over this gap, you want to jump in between this pillar and this rock and aim for that lily pad, which is one of the disappearing lily pads, so careful. Do is jump and glide, and then once you land on it, just turn right towards this one. Turn the camera around, wait for it to respawn, grab the plant, jump onto it, and then just jump all the way across to this wooden platform, and as you can see there, that's the target. And then all you want to do is just follow this bridge around this wooden platform. And then this area, you get another fight. The The easiest way I find to do it is just to suck up the vile plants and shoot. But what you can do is things like this, where you skim the wooden plank or the wooden log and knock it down. But the thing is, if you don't do it right, so for example, oops, I did it right. But if you die, the whole fight restarts. So you could be on this situation right now where you've got 3 left, you die, you restart. So what I prefer to do is just suck up 1, shoot to one side, suck up 1, shoot to one side, suck up 1, shoot to one side, and repeat like that. What you can also do is suck up these guys now and just shoot them away to kill them quicker. So then you can just get free from the fight sooner. Second area of Smurfette. Pretty box standard up until towards the end, I would say. Just go across these leaves, lily pads, sorry. Follow it up and round. Way up here. Believe it or not, we get a cutscene here, so you want to skip that. Then instead of jumping on that lily pad, you just want to follow it round to the left, jump here. And when these vile plants are done what they're doing, you just come over to this mushroom here, onto this small ledge, pick up that plant next to me, and then you want to shoot over to... It's like, I'll try and snipe it from here, because there is a little skip you can do from here, and I don't want to. So yeah, what you would normally do is jump to that lily pad down there, and it would auto-lock on for you. But if you want to try and be cool and save 2 seconds, what you can do is jump onto this pole here, and then you see like them blue plants with the ball tops just underneath the leaves. Aim right of those, jump and glide, and you land here, and then you can just jump all the way around. It saves a couple seconds, nothing major, but it just saves you having to do all this bridge. Then from here, you kill that plant. Skip that cutscene, go forward, and then from here you want to jump onto that wooden area here. You can do it from here, you can do it from here, or if you don't feel confident, you can jump not onto that apparently. But yeah, you can just go from higher up, jump and glide across. You want to pick it up, aim for that lily pad which disappears, mushroom, mushroom to the top of there, and hit that plant there. Here. Here. Cross. Aim. Here comes a skip that upgrade is required for. Obviously you don't have to do this skip, it just skips a fight. I'll show like the skip and the fight for those who do and don't want to do it. But I'll show the skip to begin with. So what you do from here, glide across this mushroom here, just want to butt bounce, glide across to the right hand side of these vines onto these rocks, come all the way up and across, and then you see this sharp corner here, you want to run all the way up to it and then glide and hug around this tree here, like so. Just want to hug it as best as you can and land here. And then from here, you've missed the... It's called? Like, the point that starts the fight. The trigger. So what you can do from here, you can either jump up to this rock here, jump along to that log and up. Or if you want, you can jump onto these mushrooms here. But if you don't want to, hopefully the fight starts again. Here we go. So if you just come through like normal and you don't want to do this skip, to do this fight, how I would do it is grab 1. So obviously 4 of the vile critters spawn in. So pretty much you just want to shoot 2 at each side, so they're both down for 1. And then from here, destroy 1, pick it up, and destroy the other one with it. Pick it up, and then just destroy it. And then you'll get a mushroom and a charger thingy. I destroyed the mushroom first, grab the charger, and that's the fight. Very simple fight, so if you don't want to do that skip, it's maybe 10 seconds longer once you get used to the fight. It's really not an issue. But now you've got to this point, what you want to do is just jump across and jump up to here. If you don't feel confident, wait for that to go. Grab the plant, jump back across. Don't aim for this. You want to aim for that right side, which sets off all of these bridges from here. You want to jump across and you'll get another fight. So the way this fight works is there's 2 waves, as like there is with most of the fights in this game. First wave is in that grass area right in front of me. It'll be a mushroom in the middle and 4 vile critters around it. What I like to do What I like to do is destroy the mushroom first, and then just pick up a vile critter, shoot another vile critter with that, and then repeat. So you've shot 2 vile critters at 2 vile critters. Next stage is 2 of the pole guys on each of these arches. And you'll get 2 more vile critters, so you just shoot 1 at each, and then you'll just destroy the poles as normal. So, mushroom guy, him, shoot 1 at 1. I killed another one. I killed the 4th one with the butt bounce. But yeah, so you pick him up, shoot to that side, pick that one up, shoot to that side, and then you'll just destroy as normal. Backwards and forwards. On the final one, pick it up. Oh, get a bit lost because the camera. Shoot at the final pole, and then just shoot him like that. Then get to the second heart, you destroy that, you skip the both cutscenes, and then you float across here. When you get to the end of this bit, you will drop. Don't think you've died or messed up. You're meant to drop. So, easiest way to come across here is obviously just like so. But you can, if you want, skip a couple of them. But then you drop. New level. Instantly skip this cutscene. And as you can notice, we no longer have the Smurf visor, which means no boosts. What you're meant to do is, as I've done here because I've been explaining, is wait for these logs. But because that first one takes so long to come, what we like to do is run across here. And when you get to this gap here, jump onto this vile plant. And then just jump for there. Jump across. You won't make it, but it's fine. You'll trigger the checkpoint. Which you're now, because you across there, you've made it. From here, because we're still beating the cycle, technically, if we do it in a speedrun, jump over this route, over this bit of water, onto this little bit of wood, and then you want to try and land. You see how there's like 3 little bulges under the wood of the vile plant? You want to kind of aim for the middle one. And that should have a collision, so that then you can just jump across to the other side safely. Like that. Then from around here, because technically, in the run, we're still beating the cycles. From here, we jump across. Up. And jump across here. Here. And then we jump across to this little raised bit here, but make sure you jump to the left side, because if you jump to the right, the collision of this will push you in the water. So you jump to the left side and up, and then that little bit of purple at the bottom is collision, so you can jump on here all the way across here, like this way. And it isn't until you get to this checkpoint here that the cycle actually catches up. So what you can do, and what I prefer to do, because in my opinion it seems to sync up all the cycles further on in the level better, is I'll jump onto the raft and go. But what if you want extra cool points, what you can do is a little jump here, land here, and then you want to jump in between the gap of these two rocks, but more to the left side of this rock, because that has a collision. You then want to jump onto that vial area, and onto that wooden dock. So from here, cross, and from there you can just continue as normal. Although it's a little bit quicker to get to this section of the level, the cycles don't seem to sync up as well for me, which is why I prefer to do the raft. From here, instead of going up and all the way around, you can just jump all the way through this area, no issues, and then continue pretty much. I say pretty much. The level isn't intended. There's no other. There's a few more fancy little jumps, but can't really skip too much in this level due to no Smurfizer. So even in the speedrun, if you played it as the game intended you to play it, you're not losing much time. The biggest amount of time loss would be waiting for that first raft. That's it. So it's nothing horrendous. So from this raft here, you want to jump onto this bit of land. All the way up. You can jump onto this little bit of vial here. Onto this wooden dock. Just all the way across. Across these lily pads. Watch out, because these two do disappear. And if cycles are nice, you get that raft here. You then want to transfer to this raft here. And then across onto this bit of land. Across this mushroom. Make sure to get this raft. And then just jump instantly off. Go to the right. And then at the end of this, you can jump onto this bit of vial. Whatever it is. Across to the mushroom. Then this bit of the level gets a little bit confusing if you've not done it before. Because there's a lot of ways to go. And you see the rafts coming from the other way. So you're like, oh, I've been that way? Or I've come from that way? But no, that's the way you want to go. So you bounce here. To the right. Bounce across this gap left by a raft. And if timing's nice, you can make that jump as well with that raft. You want to then bounce up here. And then from here, you want to bounce across these two moving rafts to the other side. Like so. And then from there, bounce on this mushroom and miss that jump. There we go. Then pretty much just the end of the level is here.
Over there. I can see it. Quickly.
Once you get to the plant, skip the cinematics. And if you remember at the very start, I said there was 2 cutscenes which can cause the game to crash, or more likely to cause the crash. This is the second one, but it didn't happen. But those are the 2 to watch out for. And then from here, you can just charge again because you've got the plant back. And we're now entering the final levels of the game. So what you want to do is go talk to Papa Smurf. And then, once you've skipped that cutscene, you do what you want to do at the start of Chef, which is go to the travel bit, travel away, and go back. Because to get to Gargamel's castle, you need this travel board, which as you can see, top right. A castle? We'll pretend it's a castle.
Hello, guys.
So this is probably the hardest part of the whole run, because it's kind of like a 2D game, but it's a 3D game, or platformer wise, but it doesn't have very good depth perception, so you can fall off or get caught a lot. It's not fun. So yeah, don't worry if you struggle with this area. It's not a fun area to go with. So there is 2 quicker ways to get to the top of this plant pot, because obviously you can just climb up books. Or if you want, you can go onto this little candle here and up. Or if you want to skip that, you can go onto this candle here. Wrong one. This bigger candle and up. What you want to do is jump, butt stomp, and then you alert Gargamel. So I can't really slow down for any of these sections to explain much, but pretty much just run away from Gargamel. It's pretty self-explanatory. There's no skips. It's pretty much just run fast.
Oh, I recognize that noise. It must be another one of those cursed rats.
Nothing too exciting. At the top here, you'll have to wait a second. Because, I don't know, somehow new. Just go. Sometimes he doesn't go to the right, it just depends. Sometimes you're lucky, sometimes you're not. But as it's me, I'm never lucky. So from here, what you're meant to do is drop down these shelves and go right, to the right. But what we like to do is just glide over, land on this lantern to refill our charge, and skip all that area. And then from here, what you can do is the intended, up these steps onto the mushroom. But what is slightly quicker is coming onto this brick, jumping up here, and then onto the mushroom there, skipping that cutscene. There's a small skip here, but I don't do it because if you miss this candle, you drop all the way back down. Just a pain. You want to get onto this candle, just glide across to the edge of this shelf, out and around, and it just saves you doing that little bit down below. And you just want to jump across. So, and then from here you want to U-turn it when you fall down. Follow it down. Now in this area there's a fight, and it's a bit of an awkward one to do. So there's high and low enemies, and to get to the higher ones, it can be a bit awkward. So the way I used to do it, which is maybe the easier way, is this green book here. Jump up, and then just jump onto this brick here, because then as you can see, you can just glide up to him and do that. Or, what you can do is do these two first, and then from this, I don't know if this is an exact, like, way to do it, but it's the way I've learned to do it. This first stone here out the free, from here, aim for the corner of this brick where it's dipped a little bit, and you'll be able to do a little boost jump up there. As you can see, not the easiest. And then come up here instead. Doesn't matter which way you do it, both fine. Kill these two, up the top, drop down, and then just kill this little shield dude. Then from there, up this mushroom. What you're meant to do is take this plant and go all the way across and destroy something up there to then jump up and go around. But these plant pots have collision. So what we do is we jump onto... But what we do is jump onto that plant pot I got onto. And then as we jump higher up, we need to work our way behind, like to the back of the plant pots. So you jump up, and as you see, I'm at the back of them, and then from there you just jump onto the ledge. That. From here, jump up, jump across.
The only unpleasant thing about this hovel is the owner.
Just keep going forward, and then you'll get to an area with loads of books stacked up. Just wait for Gargamel to go across. And then this stack of books here, you just want to... a bit janky, but just jump up there. Just try and look at what parts of the book are poking out compared to the rest of the pile, and that will tend to be the areas you need to aim for. Or to jump up. Here. Oopsie. Gargamel's there to start with. That's always a fun room. But it's also a short room, so it's a nice room. From here, we do another little skip to skip the section. From this part, just glide across. And like I said with the books in the other room, just you see as some of them are poking out, you can actually jump onto them and up and over. So from that very first glide, what you can do if you angle it right is there's a book that is blocked by this rope. I struggled to get here. As you can see, just aim it right and then up and over, and you skip this whole room. And from here, once you get to that wooden block cutscene, skip that. Grab the explosive and shoot the Vile plant. Or Vileheart, I think it is, sorry. Wait for Gargamel to go, and then you can just zoom across. And pretty much just finish the level as intended. No fancy skips. Nothing like that. Just butt bounce on here, then you don't have to even worry about that plant. Easy. And then this is the end of the first part of the level, or the first level on the finale, I guess. Go through them doors, done. Storeroom is maybe worse than lab with the depth perception. There's one section in here that always catches me out. It's not fun. But for now, you just follow it through as intended. No fancy skips as of yet. There is a skip you can do just after this part, but I'm not going to show it because it's tricky. Oh. It's a bit too tricky, in my opinion. You get caught quite a bit doing it. So unless you really practice it until a point where you can guarantee you're getting it first time, I don't think it's worth it. But all you pretty much do is, from this point, you jump onto the edge of this cage here, around onto these boxes, and you can just jump up to the top ledge quicker like that. Oh dear. But because Gargamel is chasing you at this point, you got to be quick with it. And if you don't make a singular jump, it's like, ooh, it's not good. So I just go around the normal way. So from this room, just ignore these guys. Cutscene. Jump onto this mushroom. As you can see, these two mushrooms are different. I probably should explain this earlier. I'm sorry. But the circular one with the top is, you can just jump anywhere off it. The one with more of a star pattern, it's like a sequence where it puts you into it and you can't move. So as you can see with this one, I can move. And then this one, I can't. So from here, just jump across. Ignore the part where you meant to shoot the purple with the bomb. We don't do that. What we do is we butt bounce, and then this bit of rock, brick that it's on has collision. So we'll just do that instead. Jump up here. And then from here, just jump up a little bit, butt bounce onto the padlock, and skip that cutscene. This next room is the least fun. I know I said this earlier, but this next room I really won't be able to stop at all and show anything off. It's a pretty much you just have to rush through. As you can see, Gargamel's already on your tail. This is the worst mushroom in the game. Like, if you don't do the charge... Oh, dear. If you don't do the butt bounce or like the charge bounce into it, sometimes the depth perception on the cage is a bit funky and you'll bonk off the cage and just get caught. But once you're past like that one little bit, the rest of this room is fine. But that one little bit is by far the worst. And it has caught me out more times than I would like to admit. So then from this room here, pretty much just follow it as all intended. The thing is, you could complete a casual playthrough of this game. Like, not do any, like, just do the story stuff. No side missions. And you probably won't lose that much. Like, it would be a fine speedrun. We do a few skips that, like, obviously it all adds up, but it's not like a game where you need to skip over 17 different walls for it to be good. So from here, you want to grab this plant, butt bounce or charge off of that mushroom, land on this cage and shoot. And then from the top of this cage, just simply glide across. You'll get a cutscene that you skip. Carry on as normal.
Hello, guys? I freed the last of the
Pretty much no skips in this section now. Oh dear. That's what I mean about the depth perception in this level being a bit off. Thankfully though, it saved my progress.
Hello, guys? I freed the last of the imprisoned Smurfs. You can send the stork to come pick them up. They're outside.
So from here, pretty much just a few different sections of you doing this, get into a mushroom and bouncing around the place, and then that ends off the level. No skips for this bit that I know of. So it's pretty much just get through this part as quickly as you can. Although in the final section, which is this next bit coming up, you do want to just like purify this grass. So then the mushroom actually opens. But Gargamel is right behind you, so you need to be a little bit quick about it. So now this is the final level of the game.
Finally, here's the attic. Let's get
And it also has maybe the worst skip, in my opinion. Because it's not a consistent skip. It's luck, if you ask me. And it also, yeah, it's luck. So this skip, there's 3 more plants that you need to hit, or hearts that you need to hit to destroy this one main plant. And to do that, you need to hit, so as you can see, there's one there. There was a way found to skip to the first one, but then while I was running, I didn't, like doing a run, I didn't set off a checkpoint. So now there is a way to do it without setting off the final cutscene / credits. So don't be too confused when I do it and I'm like, oh, the game's done. But then it's just me standing there. The game is done. It's just there. It's technically like a credit skip. So from here, this small checkpoint down here, skipping this is what gives you credit skip. So what you want to do from this book, aim for that stack of plant pots there. And then you want to jam yourself in between the plant pots and the vine. The issue is, although you hear that checkpoint go off, as you can see, it didn't work. Because if you look in the bottom left, it says saving. You need that saving to show for it to actually activate the checkpoint. Okay, so now as you can see, the saving in the bottom left, that means the checkpoint is fully activated. So now, as you can see, different checkpoint before over there. If you want to do the run and get the final cutscene / credits, all you'd need to do is go to the other end of this plank. That's all it is. But if you're not too fussed about that, and you're not too fussed about the credits, and you want to do the skip, just come suck up this ball and shoot this plant. And we just don't bother about that cutscene and checkpoint. And then we pretty much just continue as normal for a little bit. Up here. Way around. And then if you want, you can just go through here onto them 2 mushrooms, around, all the way down there. Or if you want, there is a small skip where if you come to the back here onto this slanted log, and then you see there's like 2 floating cages. If you aim for that back one, like this, and then to here, you're just at the end of that section where you come all the way down. 2 seconds-ish, not really major. This next skip, it skips a good chunk of the level. What you're meant to do is go across there, go all the way around, and then you pop up on the other side of that, them bricks basically. But we found a way where if you jump onto this candle, aim for that, the smallest brick there, the more cube one. Aim for the corner that is slanted a little bit, so you land here. I'm going to jump up to this one, and then with a boost jump, you can get on top of this slanted one here. And then you just want to work or walk all the way down here. Down here, spray this heart, and you've just skipped the whole section. Pick up this, boost all the way to the end. Shoot the second heart. And now, once you go through this door, it's the final part of the game. So this is another big skip as well. Obviously, if you want to do it like normal, perfectly fine. But the skip for this section is jump onto this brick to the left. Jump onto this brick here. Onto this stack of books. And then you want to go around onto... Oops, a daisy. These things happen. Around, either onto this yellow book or this little corner of the book here, and then just make your way up onto the top of this book. It's not got a weird collision, so you can just stand here, get your bearings if you want. And what you want to do is you see those logs there next to the vial stuff. The 2 that are in front of the barrel, you want to aim for that closest one. So the second plank in, and you can stand on that for if you run into it, if that makes sense. Like, you don't want to stand still because you'll slip off. What you want to do is you want to glide, aim for it, make sure you walk, and then that wall to our left of the vial vine stuff, you want to jump, and then you can just land on it like this. What that skips is there's a fight right there. There is I think there's like another 2 or 3 fights all the way around. And then obviously you need to make your way up all the way around. So it skips like 3 or 4 fights and just climbing up in general. What you want to do, grab that, make your way across, shoot this 3rd heart, and the second it hits that 3rd heart and starts the animation of the vial plant dying, that is when you end time on the run. So there you go. That's how the run happens. Normally, if you go back and get that checkpoint I mentioned before, you'd get a cutscene saying, well, hey, you finished the game. But because we know we finished the game, we don't get that checkpoint. If you have any more questions, I'll leave a link to the Smurfs, the Discord down below, because probably some things I've missed out here or I haven't made too clear. Sorry. But yeah, hopefully that clears all up for you. And yeah, have a good one.